Okay, so here we have a video compilation from Cosmic First. We love Cosmic First. He does the heavy lifting of going and searching out these wacky effing. It's not that it's that heavy in regards to lifting. These kind of videos are ubiquitous on TikTok. I just don't feel like going to TikTok and searching them out myself, so I let him do it for me. Anyway, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I talk about crazy effing stuff, sometimes philosophy and politics. Not as often as I used to, because that's not what people seem to want based upon views per video. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell. YouTube doesn't seem to want to notify people even when they do, but it helps. And leave me a comment. It's good for the algorithm, because they're making a donation by checking out my GoFundMe or Patreon or leaving a super chat. Anyhow, let's jump right into it, shall we?
Subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
If he's fine and single, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with him.
He doesn't like to leave the house.
That's it.
I really need you guys to help me through this dilemma that I face maybe 3 times a week. Like, when I'm grocery shopping, right? Am I more likely to meet my husband at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? Like, I sit right here in the middle and just...
So, Trader Joe's. People who are more down to earth and less pretentious are going to go to Trader Joe's, while Whole Foods people are going to be more snooty and left-leaning. And if that's what you want, if you want a soy boy who loves his soy milk, loves his soy lattes, loves his almond butter, then Whole Foods. But if you want a real man, go to Trader Joe's, where he can buy 10 pounds of beef jerky for $29.95.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Every single time.
Ladies, listen up. Your education, career, or money will never wake up one morning and decide that they don't want to be with you. So prioritize that shit over a man.
If women...
Right, look at the turkey waddle there. How old is she? In her 50s? Yeah, so of course she's saying that. That's self-gaslighting. She's trying to convince herself. This is projection. She's trying to justify her own bad actions, and misery loves company. Right, sweetheart?
Men listen to this woman, they will likely end up just like her, single, unmarried, and filled with resentment toward men. It feels like she's projecting her own frustrations and past experiences onto others, creating this narrative that all men are the problem. Instead of offering helpful advice, she's spreading bitterness and negativity, which will only push women further away from healthy relationships. What's sad is that these women might follow her lead, thinking they're protecting themselves, but in reality, they're only building walls that keep them isolated and unfulfilled. When I say women keep other women single, this is what I mean.
Top places to find.
Yeah, by the way, this lady, oh, your money won't wake up one day and decide to leave you. Yeah, you know something else your money's not going to do? Be there at your bedside when you're dying. And holding your hand so you don't die alone. You know what else it's not going to do? Leave a legacy behind. That money isn't a grandkid or a great-grandkid or a child. Yeah, sweetheart.
Find high-value men. We all know the usual, go to high-end bars, go to high-end restaurants, but
that's not true. I know I have to stop, sorry, but no, they don't. No, they don't. These guys are too busy now. They're too busy. They're too busy making money. They want an easy lay and then hit it, then quit it. So they're using the dating apps. They're getting all the attention. They have a roster. They have a whole bunch of plates spinning, and they got chicks on, auto dial. Okay? So they don't have to put too much time into that, because that's not their main focus. Now, when they decide to settle down and have kids in their late 30s, mid-40s, even 50s, well, that's a whole different matter. But until then, no. They're not in any of these places, sweetheart. But continue.
did you know that you need to go in the right area? What you should do is look up wealthy zip codes in your country or town and go to bars, restaurants in those locations. Now, this is where packaging comes into play. Learn how to package yourself in High Value Woman 101, because it's easy to go to these areas and look out of place. It's important for you to become a high value woman first before you even look for a high value man. When you do attract him, you don't have the mindset of he's the prize, I need to keep him. He just...
The problem is what women consider to be a high-value woman is the exact same thing they consider to be a high-value man.
Won the prize.
Get ready with me to go to paddle to find my future husband. So apparently it's a thing out here in Florida that sexy, successful men play paddle. So Kelsey and I...
What the hell is paddle? Ping pong? Use a paddle in ping pong? I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Are gonna go test this theory. So what do young, hot housewives wear? Miami has been super cold lately. Keep it real cozy. Well, stay tuned for the adventure. Husband finding. Wish us luck. See ya.
These women's intentions are clear. They're not searching for love or a genuine connection. They're only focused on finding rich, successful men to fund their lifestyle. It's telling that none of them are saying, I'm looking for a good man with values or a man with morals. Instead, they're openly looking for a sponsor, someone to bankroll their desires without offering much in return. It's a transactional mindset where
She's not a bad-looking broad, by the way, but if she was really looking for a husband, for a relationship that would last, a relationship where she wouldn't eventually just dump him and take most of his stuff, she wouldn't be going to places where the focus is luxury and materialism. Instead, she would be going to like a church, for example, if she cared about his values and virtues being such that it would lead to a meaningful, lasting relationship.
love and partnership.
Of course, you know, even then, you get these broads at churches as well, unfortunately.
Take a back seat to material gain. What's even more concerning is that they don't seem to realize, or care, that this approach reduces relationships to nothing more than a business deal. It's a shame. This sick mindset will only spread further.
Ladies of New York, I found the next place where you're going to meet your husband. Especially like Jewish or Italian, it's right there. And
Holy moly, look at the size of that schnozzola!
it's Sarge's Deli. I literally have never seen this place so packed before with hot Jewish and Italian men. So if you want to find your husband, that's the place.
Hi, my name's Eve. I'm 35 years old. I'm 5'10", and I'm looking for a husband. Catch that.
So I cannot pay anyone to find me a husband, but why is this actually a genius idea? The way that she actually just spoke about exactly what she wants, she knows what she wants. So clear. It was so clear. That's obviously how you manifest.
To be clear.
Okay, so there's the word manifest again. She was sounding kind of based right until she used that word. Pay $5,000 to find her a husband. Yeah, but her requirements, what are they? You know, she's got a checklist with like 300 different items. 5,000 ain't enough, sweetheart. Go get a matchmaker. Of course, the matchmaker would probably dump her.
This is a woman who's willing to pay $5,000 just to get a husband, and that alone speaks volumes. And this other woman is thinking of doing the same. What does it tell you when other older women are considering doing the same when they've hit the wall? Well,
I guess she's not based. I didn't hear that part. I just heard her saying this woman knows exactly what she wants. She's saying it out loud. So why can't she find a husband?
it tells you they've missed their window of opportunity. After years of putting off commitment or prioritizing other things, they now find themselves in a position where they have to pay for something that used to come naturally. Just imagine when 2030 comes, 45% are already projected to be single by that time. It's only gonna get worse.
Whenever I ask like other people in Denver, like, oh, where did you like meet your husband? Like what?
Okay, red flag alert, red flag alert. Multiple piercings in the ear. It's always a red flag. One is enough. More than one, sus. And she's got the nose ring. That right there is an automatic disqualifier for me. If I ever see a broad with the nose ring, go on. Goodbye. Not interested.
Where did you find him? And they always say another state. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Hi. Okay, I've decided I think the only option here, I'm single, I'm 28, the dating game, what is it? I don't even understand it. Yeah, it's not going well. So, I think the only option here is mistletoe. I think I have to carry around this mistletoe. It's from Trader Joe's. Shout out Trader Joe's. It's real.
What's with this Trader Joe's stuff? This is the second time we heard about Trader Joe's here. You're clearly not taking Trader Joe's very seriously. You think you're going to find yourself a real man at Trader Joe's, but you go in there with your same ridiculous list of 300 items that are all non-negotiable. I'm not going to settle, you go girl, slay queen, BS. And by the way, dating, what do you mean by dating? Are you dating with purpose, or are you just dating to have fun? And hoping that maybe you'll find your man. You got to date with purpose, sweetheart. Of course, that would be mean that you have actual realistic expectations, so you can better hone in on a man. So that's not going to happen here.
Real mistletoe. This stuff is real stuff, okay? Not that fake stuff. It's real. That means...
Who cares?
It will work, okay? I'm gonna carry this around. Dingle, dingle, schniggle, whatever.
What?
And men will kiss me. And...
Wouldn't that be SA? You're forcing men, you're trying to cajole men into... Oh, boy.
I will just see who's the better kisser, maybe. And maybe I'll find my husband that way. Because I honestly don't have another option. And this is seeming... pretty good.
That's her plan. That's her grand plan. Walk around and see what guys will kiss her if she holds that up. Well, I'm sure plenty of guys will, but they're not going to be the kind of guys that, are going to commit to you.
I'll let you know how it goes. Or like if you know any single men, I'm right here. Happy holidays.
She's not a bad-looking broad. So why can't she find a man? This tells you that her expectations are ridiculously high. Her standards are unrealistic, because if they were normal, realistic, reasonable standards, she wouldn't be resorting to these kind of extreme measures. Ridiculous measures, really.
Bye.
This just screams desperation. The idea that this woman is actually considering walking around with mistletoe, expecting men to kiss her, is beyond absurd. It's almost laughable, but at the same time, it highlights how out of touch she is with reality. The sad part is, she's setting herself up for serious disappointment because, let's be real, men aren't going to fall for that gimmick. In fact, most men will go out of their way to avoid her, not just because it's awkward, but because they understand the risks. Especially now that men are being called creeps for approaching women. But no man wants to jeopardize his reputation, or worse, end up facing jail time.
I feel like men, they're not honest at times, but they're pretty honest when they say like, hey, I don't want a relationship. That means that they don't want a relationship with you.
Yeah.
As women, we do this thing where it's like when they tell us like, oh, I don't want a relationship, something about that, we're like, oh, it's a challenge.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Yes.
And no, they do want a relationship. No, they just want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
My mind is blown right now because I just saw this TikTok where the dude says, it's funny how women don't want to go 50-50 while dating, but they want to go 50-50 when they get divorced. My mind is fucking... Okay, bye.
To be honest, they don't even want 50-50 when they divorce. They really want 100%.
Yeah, this is, women never want equality. It's not about equality. Effing, ism, it was never about that. It was all about enfranchising women, giving them all the say, giving them all the power, because they're the ones that are most easily manipulated by material things, by goods, services, resources. Men, not so much.
My ex even kept dishes and cookware I inherited from my grandma, then gave them to her second husband in their divorce. I got my truck and clothes. She got a car, ATV, motorcycle, and everything in the house. What percentage is that? Additionally, the system incentivizes divorce.
Sure.
The wife gets the children, the house, child support, alimony, etc. My advice to all men...
Yeah, the system loves single mothers. They're great. They have very little time for the child. They have very little time to teach them, to pass down any virtues, values, morals, beliefs that upstanding people would have, even if they did have, any kind of ethical or moral beliefs. They wouldn't have time to do it because they're working 3 jobs. And then the state gets to indoctrinate and teach your kids to be good little useful idiot sheeple tax chattel.
Don't get married. It's just a piece of paper. That's actually a fact. But the percentages definitely vary for men. Most marriages, when they end, can leave men in a place of complete devastation. Many men are left having to rebuild themselves from the ground up, emotionally, financially, and mentally. The system doesn't seem to care how much they've lost. They're often left with little, while their ex-wives walk away with a significant portion of what they never even helped earn.
Well, that's because the system actually benefits. You do realize that every payment that goes from you to a woman that has been awarded by that system, they get a piece of it. So they're incentivized to take as much from you as they possibly can and give it to her, because the more that the woman gets, the more the system gets.
These women feel entitled to money and assets that they didn't contribute to building simply because of the marriage, and that sense of entitlement is glaring. It's as if they believe they deserve everything just for being there, ignoring the fact that the man had to work hard to achieve what he has. Instead of a fair division, it's like a reward for time served, which
life ain't fair.
Leaves men drained, frustrated, and often questioning whether marriage was even worth it in the first place.
It ain't.
They're expected to keep paying even after the marriage is over, all while trying to pick up the pieces of their own lives. For many men, the financial and emotional toll of divorce isn't just temporary. It can take years, even decades, to fully recover, if they ever do.
That's why you don't play the game. Because if you play the game, you're going to get destroyed. And as much as men have been soyified, feminized, weakened, not been taught to be stoic, so they can't handle things, they can't handle the kind of adversity that life throws at them that they used to be able to handle with ease, they're going to get destroyed, not be able to take it, and that's why self-deletion rates are so freaking high. So don't play.
Okay, first place in art gallery opening or art galleries. Wealthy men and women love to invest in art and go to art galleries and art shows. So that's going to be a place where you're going to meet people that have money to spend, money to invest, etc., etc. Okay, and I'm talking about expensive pieces. So look for your local art galleries and some of the openings and try to attend. Dress classy, and of course,
men wouldn't be so bothered if they weren't threatened.
What kind of dude is gonna pick up a broad at an art gallery, especially one that looked like her?
That's the narrative we're going to go with this time, is it?
Like, bro, did I hit a nerve? Wouldn't be such a strong reaction if you were unbothered.
Let's see how this logic plays out.
Why are you so quick to defend your point of view? Like, bro, why do you feel so strongly about this?
Oh, so now if someone defends their point of view and feels strongly about something, that means that someone hit a nerve? Really?
If you really felt in control, you wouldn't be spiraling out.
I wonder if they're referring to one specific person or just men in general.
Think about how much energy men spend trying to suppress and oppress women.
I'm really getting tired of this narrative because women are absolutely not oppressed in the United States. But go on.
Energy that they could be spending doing other things. And it's
What about all the energy you spend complaining about oppression that doesn't exist?
funny because men are so afraid of women's rage.
And no, they're not.
And that's why they try so hard to keep us down. Because they know we've all been burned at the stake. They wonder why we can just feel things. A woman's intuition, right? It's so mysterious. Like, bro, we can read your minds and it terrifies you.
No, now we're just making stuff up. I see.
If you really felt so powerful, you wouldn't be scrambling. You wouldn't be reverting to really low-level bullying tactics.
Oh, like this video?
If posting on social media as a woman was a social experiment, bro, should I write a book?
Sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to read a book all about posting rage bait?
I mean...
Bro. First of all, she's too masculine. She's calling everybody bro. Number 2, she says she's psychic and can read minds. And number 3, she thinks she's oppressed as she's sitting here making a video and posting it online, which she wouldn't be allowed to do if she was oppressed. Interesting. And she's sitting there in a fur coat, probably bought for her by a man.
I'm not going to be spiraling out of control over someone that looks like a mole rat without makeup.
Ouch!
As I have witnessed in my professional life, women oppress other women.
Yeah, I think it was something like 68% or something of negative comments that women get online are from other women. That's like in the mid to low 30s are from men. So the majority of people who are criticizing women, judging women are other women. But men are the problem. Oh.
I just don't get how these women are so far removed from reality. Real women appreciate and respect real, masculine men. If women can read men's minds, then why are so many men feel unappreciated and taken for granted?
Yeah, if women can read your minds, why don't they know that we care about things like body count and how you carry yourself, if you're masculine or feminine, or what we see as masculine traits, what we see as feminine traits, that we don't believe in this mumbo jumbo about manifesting or astrology or any of that mystical crap. If they can read minds, why don't they know any of that? And why don't they understand men better?
If women truly had this power, less men would suffer from their silent depression that they never speak about.
Where to go to find.
Isn't that interesting? Women want you to read their minds. They want you to pick up on their silent cues. They want you to pick up on their body language and the hints that they drop. They want you to read their minds, basically. They say it all the time. But they don't have the slightest idea about what a man wants. And they don't care to learn.
Your husband. Now, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what kind of husband do you really want? And take some time to really think about this, because you might find a man who's very successful, but just remember, he's going to be busy. So are you the kind of woman that you can like occupy yourself and the kids, etc.? Now, these men are usually in, I would say, airport lounges and on the golf course. Those are 2 places you're definitely going to find really successful men. Now, you might want a guy who's more of like a family guy, someone that's going to help you with the kids, help you around the house, yada, yada, yada. These type of guys, you'll more find at like sporting events, maybe at like the dog park, maybe at like your local sports bar. You know what I mean?
Before these modern women...
Any woman that's going and trying to pick up dudes at any place that they see as the type of location that attracts high value men is automatically off limits. Huge red flag. These type of broads are the ones that keep track, keep score of every hour, every minute of every day, and they see everything as a transaction. And you can't win with these broads. You can't win because they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want a high-value, successful dude, but they also want that dude to spend maximum amounts of time with them to keep them entertained, to stop them from getting bored. And if you don't do that, they're going to complain. And if you do that, well, now you're not making as much money and maximizing your profit-earning potential. So you can't win.
Go husband hunting, they really need to reevaluate themselves. They've been living in a delusional world, thinking they can maintain unrealistic standards while...
Yeah, you know what's delusional? Honey for a husband. I mean, when I was a kid, and before my time, people didn't go out. I mean, life was honey for a husband. You met people, you got to know them, you approached every relationship with intention. You would have real expectations in terms of values and virtues and whether or not you're compatible with this person, and then you would invest ever more time into getting to know them and see if you're compatible. Now all these broads care about is how much money you got. Big shocker, none of these relationships last. They're not based on anything of any real value or importance.
Offering little in return. At some point, they're going to have to snap back to reality because the type of men they're chasing...
By the way, no, they don't have to snap back to reality. And most of these broads never snap back to reality. They end up dying alone with cats that they use as surrogates, as stand-ins for kids, and a man, boxed wine. They keep themselves perpetually in a low level of drunkenness until they pass. And that's what the future holds for them.
High-value, successful men won't tolerate their inflated expectations or entitled attitudes. These men have options, and they aren't going to settle for women who bring nothing but demands and drama to the table. The harsh truth is that these women need to recognize that their attitude is their biggest obstacle. No man, especially one who's built something for himself, is going to stick around for someone who doesn't bring peace, support, or any real value to the relationship.
Yo no soy envidia de tu bizcochito, pero tengo todo lo que tiene delito. Que me pongan nenas o que me derrito. El mal de ojo que me mando me lo quito. Yo no soy envidia de tu bizcochito.
What about that guy? Was that seemed like an okay-looking guy? Let's see.
El mal de ojo que me mando.
He's tall. He's got a beard. Kind of got a Henry Cavill-esque kind of thing going on. I don't know. I'm not a great judge of, but I mean, he's not fat. He looks like he's in decent shape. What about that guy? No. He's still not good enough. She probably disqualifies him because he has a baseball cap. I have a no tolerance policy for baseball caps, and he's not tall enough. Looks like he's about 6'2". Still not tall enough.
Why are there a lot of men in their soft feminine era?
Because you've been telling men for years to be soft and feminine. Talk more about your emotions. Be more in touch with your feelings. Connect with your feminine side more. Even though supposedly these things are just social constructs, but also a feminine side is a real thing. Okay. So that's what you ladies have been telling us men, and that we have to do that to get you, so we've done that. And now because we've done that, we can't get you. Make that make sense.
Man who doesn't understand the role of being a provider or doesn't understand the importance of what it means to be a man. So instead he's in the receiving end of everything, putting low bare minimum effort, but still receiving all the benefits of a boyfriend/husband.
Well, what about you? What benefit are we getting? The vast majority of men are single. Majority of young men never been with a broad to begin with, never had a girlfriend, they're still living at home with their mommy and daddy at age 30. What are you talking about, sweetheart?
This is a common complaint that I hear a lot of women who are in the dating stage of their life.
I mean, what effort are women putting out these days? What do they bring to the table? Talk about lacking in self-awareness.
But in order to understand why men are reacting in this way, I think we need to take a step back and analyze how we got to this point. Starting with reason number one. The reason why a lot of men are in their soft feminine era is because for a really long time, women did not have standards and men...
No, you told us that's what you wanted. And now you don't understand that we have adapted to what you claimed to want. But you were only just spouting ideological talking points, and you never learned to think for yourself, and now you don't know why men are soft and weak.
Got used to that. Seriously, playing the cool girl kicked us in the butt. I know a lot of you will probably get mad at me for this, but remember, back then, intimacy wasn't expected until marriage. Now, people are moving in before marriage.
Well, that's your fault also, ladies. You kicked off the S revolution. That was your choice. You chose to give it away and become dogs, and now you are much, much more promiscuous than men ever were, so much so that you don't hear the media, you don't hear women using the term dog or pig anymore, because that's what they've become. And now that's a positive, right? Because women are doing it. Yeah.
There's intimacy being displayed before marriage. There's so many different things that we give off to a man out commitment, and we're doing that to ourselves because we thought that men would complain about having standards to his peers. We took that and we internalized it and said, well, I don't want him to complain about me. I don't want him to be saying that I'm hard to get.
Not true. Women don't care about what men think.
Want him to be saying all those things. So what did we do naturally? We started lowering our standards. But whenever
this is all cope.
Man complains about how much effort he needs to put towards his women, he's actually showing off.
What? Oh, jeez.
Off. So whenever a man says she's so expensive, I have to do XYZ for her to be happy, don't take that to offense. What he is doing, he's showing you off. Because what he is saying is, yeah, my woman takes a lot of investment and I'm the one that can provide that for her. But now here's the problem. A lot of us are awake and we recognize this.
So her idea of investment is just give me money. So she's high maintenance. Yeah, pass.
We're raising our standards. But there's a lot of other women who don't follow the same rule book, and everyone has their own prerogative. But because us as women, we're not on the same page, they
yeah, because the problem is women's standards aren't high enough already.
prefer to go with the easy ones, who gives them access to everything, over a woman who has standards and who values herself. But don't get this twisted. Those are the men that we don't even want in the first place. But I just want you to understand how women actually control the narrative when it comes to dating and relationships.
No, you but you don't control who gets access to relationships. That's a man. Which is what you're really salty about, because you can't get a man for anything more than a booty call.
As always, ladies, be wise.
Men are definitely not in their soft girl era. They're in their soft guy era. They've simply woken up to the game and refuse to be used anymore. In fact, men have woken up.
No, Cosmic, you're just trying to be doing the white pill thing and tell men what they want to hear. No, I think the majority of men are soft and weak and kind of vacillating, and that makes them pathetic in the eyes of a lot of broads. And so these guys need to learn stoicism and how to deal with adversity. Unfortunately, they were made that way by pretty much everyone from the system to other men, vacillating and bowing down and simping for women, to academia, to the media. So, yeah.
So much that they understand that being a provider is a scam with little reciprocation in return. They've seen how relationships can become one-sided, where they're expected to shoulder the burden of providing while receiving little in return. This awakening has led many men to reevaluate what they want and need from a relationship.
Many, but not most. Unfortunately, weak men create the hard times we're in now, and there's still more weak men than strong ones. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Relationship, and they're realizing that being the sole provider often feels like a scam. They're recognizing that the traditional expectations placed on them come with a heavy price tag, financially, emotionally, and mentally. The more they see the lack of reciprocity, the more they understand that they deserve partners who value them beyond their wallets. Instead of blindly following societal norms that dictate they should just give and give, men are starting to set boundaries and seek out relationships where there's a balance of give and take. This shift is empowering for men. They're no longer willing to sacrifice their own needs and happiness for someone who doesn't appreciate their efforts.
The lack of reciprocity he's talking about in the give and take scenario is what drains men so much of their energy. We provide, we give you all of these things, but we're not getting the meaning, the value, the profound purpose that enables us to keep going that we used to get in the past. Essentially, we got hoflation, women that are worth 20 times less that we got to put 20 times the amount of effort into getting, and it's just not worth it. What is going to provide me with the energy, the fuel to keep going is kids, a family, those kids being raised right, meaning by the mother. And because of the way the system, because of the way things are set up now, and because of the way Western women are now, that's just not possible. Again, guys, get your passport, move overseas, or just go monk, really, if you're not going to do that, because Western women are more trouble than they're worth. But let me know what you think in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's good for the algorithm. Hit the notification bell. Check out my GoFundMe to leave a donation or leave a super chat. Yeah, and I guess that's it. I am the realist philosopher, also known as the bachelor philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.